today's an interesting day. I'm not going to talk about what I was originally going to talk about because I thought that this might be a little bit more valuable. What do you do when your day starts out on a completely wrong foot? When everything that you'd carefully planned does not go your way, and when life keeps throwing you curveballs. So I woke up this morning at 6:30, normal time. I've got some time before my kid wakes up, got some time before I have to go to work or anything like that. I'm going to jump on the Undecided State and check things out, and I've been recently pretty impressed with the amount of email subscribers that our website's gotten. And you can probably see where I'm going with this to begin with, which is, well, did I not discover that at least 100 of our subscribers are just fake email proxy accounts that some sort of spam bot or something got through? And the website design is done by myself, so I'm learning as I go, and now I've got to research, how to figure out which emails aren't right and which ones are. So that took me about a half hour to kind of get through and figure out which of these emails subscriptions were false. Because I don't want to say that we've got 1 million subscribers, and it turns out we don't. And then, of course, I had to figure out, how do I stop this in the future? So there's got to be some sort of, like a plug-in or whatever else. So that started my day. Then, as I get ready for work, everything kind of falls into place. I throw on my GPS coordinates. My GPS decides to act up a little bit, and I've got about an hour and a bit drive, so that takes me a little bit more time. So, of course, that's going to throw off a little bit of my day. And then I get to the gas station, to fill up my gas tank before I head out on my drive towards my next session. And the first gas pump that I go to doesn't really work out so well. Keeps throwing a read error for my card. And then I have to drive around, and of course the gas station's very, very busy. And so I have to wait, and finally I get my gas, and I go inside, and I realize that I've already paid. So I wasted my time going inside the gas station. I was completely mentally kind of disconnected, so the morning didn't start out so well. So I'm about half hour, 30 minutes to 45 minutes off my schedule, which of course then sets back the people that I'm coaching. So when I arrive, I've got to make some apologies and that sort of thing. So you can see kind of the snowball effect, right? Sometimes life just doesn't go your way. And it really comes down to what is in your control and what isn't, right? I could spend time being upset. I could expel a lot of negative energy and complain and just roll my eyes and go, oh, it's going to be one of those days. But, you've heard me say in a previous video, and definitely on my podcast and on the website, that, at any given moment, the cool thing about what I think about the Undecided State is that at any given moment, you get to press the reset button, right? You can't control a lot of outside factors, right? I couldn't control all those things that happened today. Maybe if I'd paid someone to develop the website and that sort of thing, but I really wanted to kind of know and learn how to do it myself. I mean, the whole point of me redefining myself was to kind of create a culture of continuous growth for me. So if I have some hiccups and some bangs up along the way, that's not a big deal. But I might not be able to control a lot of the stuff that's on the outside. Things that happen, curveballs, that sort of thing. But I absolutely can control what my attitude is towards them. And I can control whether I choose to have something like that completely throw off my day, or I move forward. And as you might guess, where I'm going with this is that I always choose to move forward. I'll be honest with you, that's, I think, one of the keys to the long life of the men in my family. My grandfather next month in August is turning 96. His father lived into his 90s. His fathers before that lived into his 90s. And what it is I was always told by my grandparents and my great-grandparents, who I was fortunate to grow up with, is that they think life doesn't get a chance to beat you up. You roll with the punches more. And that's a lesson I think that you can take to almost any circumstance, right? Today did not go well, so far. But the beautiful thing is it's early in the morning. I'm on my way to a coaching session. I'm driving through the country roads. I've got very little traffic. It's a nice day. I'm talking to you and creating this video, so I'm getting some work done towards the undecided state in between my job that pays the salary. So what's there to be upset about? Not a lot, right? And that's the thing I'm talking about. Because I guarantee you, every single person who takes the time to watch this video has had a day, if not multiple, where the snowball effect of negative things just kind of comes, and life kind of keeps throwing some roadblocks and some speed bumps in your way. And at every one of those moments, you have an opportunity to say, oh, I am so upset, this is bothering me so much, it's going to be one of those days. Or you have an opportunity to go, oh well, guess I'll roll with that one. Oh well, guess I'll roll with that one. You know what? I'm going to make a decision today. Today is going to be okay. Why? Because I say it will be. Right? You've heard me say it before if you've listened to these videos of my podcast. It is we manifest what we think, right? I mean, there's a million different books that are written on this subject that, at any given moment, you are what you put out, right? And if you're putting out negative energy, you're going to attract it. And I'll give you a good example of this. Several years ago, I was leading a frontline team in a financial institution, and we are on the phones dealing with a lot of customer concerns and complaints and that sort of thing. And people get not very friendly sometimes on the phone to people who do customer service. And one of my team, great guy, amazing people skills. He took his headset off after a call and goes, oh, I'm getting nothing but angry old people. And I said to him, do you know what I envisioned when you said that? And he said, what? And I go, I envisioned that you kind of opened your mouth and a big green gaseous fart came right out of your mouth. And he laughed, and everyone around us laughed. And I said, no, to be serious, can I ask you, do you feel better? He's like, no. I go, okay. Do you think that you made everyone around you feel better and happier about what they're doing on the phones today? He's like, no. And I go, so how do you feel about going into your next call? Oh, not so good. Okay. So what do you think your next call is going to be like if you carry that into the next call? I said, I guarantee you it's going to be more angry old people. You're going to manifest this all day long as you keep expelling it out to the universe. He laughed it off, he shrugged it off, But I think he took it to heart because the rest of the day wasn't so bad for him. And I think that's an important thing is if you need to recognize these moments in yourself that if you get upset, you complain, you criticize, you get angry, or you express, negative emotions, well, at the very least, I know you haven't really brought much value to your life in those moments, right? It might be a little bit of a cathartic release, You might have a little bit of like a pressure, just go, But I'll tell you, you can get the exact same amount of pressure release, if not more, by just getting up and going for a walk, grabbing a coffee and just going outside and looking at the weather, right? I mean, it can be the worst day, but I guarantee you, if you look up at the sky and you see the contrast between the man-made objects and nature, it's going to look pretty awesome when you open yourself up to it. So that's my rant today. Things didn't go so well, but you know what? That's life. Things happen. We've got to roll with the punches. We've got to stay positive. We've got to change who we are for the moment and say, okay, this isn't going to define my day. And just like your life, right? Your past experiences, you might be carrying a lot of baggage that's weighing you down, things that bother you so much. Well, guess what? They don't manifest and change your entire life. You can completely control that just by making some decisions to not hold on to all that stuff and moving forward in a more positive light. All right, well, Thanks a lot for listening. Take action. Take care. Have a good one.